Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back. So, I have a theory when it comes to this Jay-Z and Rymir Satterthwaite case. So, Rymir is now 31 years old. And by all appearances, at least what I thought is that, Jay-Z never stepped up. He never tried. He never did anything to make things right. However, I did watch Tasha K's interview, which was directly with Rymir and also his godmother, who also had custody of him while growing up. She called her Miss Lily. Miss Lily mentioned God a lot throughout the interview. And I kind of have a theory so first of all, it was admitted that Rymir's mother, Wanda, was 16 years old. I don't know if when she had the baby or when she met him, but she was underage. However, she admitted that she told Jay-Z that she was 18. Now, that gives me leeway to kind of try to think that, you know what, maybe it's not that he has this obsession or attraction to young girls. But at the end of the day, this is not the first case, or this would not be the first case, because we have other questionable things that happened as well. So I still am kind of leery. Anyway, I think that there's something to be said about that. When girls lie about their age and, a guy ends up in a particular situation, there is something to be said about that. So, okay, he didn't know that she was underage, right? Because the family admits that. The next thing is, years ago, when Rymir was 13 years old, while his godmother, Miss Lily, had him, in her custody, Jay-Z wanted to bring Rymir onto Rock Nation. So there would have been payments associated with that. And also, according to Miss Lily, he had just gotten married to Beyonce. She told him no. Now, this is the Jay-Z, in some form or some way, that means he's admitting, because I don't know why he would want to set all of these things up, put him a part of his company and all these things, if he didn't believe that this was his son. So let's just assume that Jay-Z knew that this was his son. Another thing is, Jay-Z, when she found out she was pregnant, she did let Jay-Z know, and he did come back looking for her. I think she let him know by way of someone else. He found out, he came looking for her. He could not find her. She wanted to go off with him, but she would get in trouble. Her mother threatened her that if she did it again, because the last time she went off with him, she was, gone for, I think, days at a time. So she would get in trouble if she did it again. So she could not. Now, he did come back for her, but wasn't able to find her. That's the next thing, right? So he did want to take responsibility. And I just wanted to, put into perspective the fact that Jay-Z was not the Jay-Z that we know now. And also he used to go by the name of Rock. Now, I don't really see anything wrong with what he was trying to do. He was trying to bring him in onto the company. It realistically, he's not married to the mom, and I don't even think the mom was still alive. So he's the biological father for this kid. And this lady, Miss Lily, told them no. Oh, he needs to finish high school. And the reason why I have an issue with that is because people have family businesses. People have, generational business that they teach their kids. I mean, They teach their kids as young as 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever age. You see other cultures, or many cultures, they have maybe a store. I've seen this a lot. People have stores and they have their young kids. They bring them in and teach them, how they run the store. So for her to say no, I feel like all this time, all these years was taken away from Rymir, not because Jay-Z didn't want to be a father to him, not because he was not trying, but I think she was in the way. I don't know if anyone has ever seen the interview, but I don't know if she felt like, this guy has money, and maybe she was trying to maximize the best she could. And I hope that Rymir is able to see this, because I don't think it's the fact that Jay-Z does not want to take responsibility. I think that he thinks that she is trying to take advantage. Even the fact that she had custody of him. Rymir has other family members. Why did she take custody of him? So that's my perspective. After watching the interview, this lady mentioned God a lot, and I don't know. I think people do that a lot, mention God and try to, make things seem like, oh, this is meant to be from God and kind of thing. I don't believe this lady really has his best interest. And so this is the only guardian that he knew or he knows. So I can't wrong him for following her. But I think she's the one who botched up this whole thing. The sister has been in contact with Jay-Z allegedly, and has been taken care of in some capacity. And that's because the sister probably doesn't have anybody around her deterring her from making some sort of agreement with him. So I think that it's unfortunate, because I think by now he would have had a relationship with Jay-Z if he would have worked with Rock Nation. If that was the offer for him to come to Rock Nation, he's obviously going to see Jay-Z, and he's going to see him all the time, because he was, he still is associated with Rock Nation. So it makes no sense. She has him thinking that Jay-Z doesn't want anything to do with him. If he is building an empire and it is not in the best interest for the reality, I mean, the mother spoke the reality of the situation. She was not honest about her age. They were not married. They didn't have an ongoing relationship. He was building his empire at the time. It's I don't know. I don't know how Miss Lily can't understand that. I don't see how that cannot be understood. So that's just a new perspective that I gained after watching that interview. I kind of became frustrated with Miss Lily, because I felt like, more importantly, the most important thing, he sounds like he really wants that confirmation from his dad. And I feel like he would have had that. He's 31 years old now. It's not too late. Also, she said, Jay-Z put a lien on her house. And I bet you if Jay-Z was to say his perspective on this whole thing, which I don't think he ever will, he would be able to say a lot of things that she has done, to make things difficult. Because I do think that she has made this, she is the part of the reason why this has become so difficult. There is no need to do any exposing, and I don't know. What's more important here, because to me, he sounds very hurt, the son does, what was more important is when he was 13 and they had that opportunity to negotiate and to allow this young man to have his dad in his life. I think that would have been more important than to do what she has been doing for years. That has not been getting her anywhere. So what do you guys think? That's my updated opinion on this. Thank you for tuning in.